Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Today I am going to discuss the topic Discipline Creates Lifestyle after the prayer. Jnananandamayam devam nirmala spatikakritim adharam sarva vidyanam hayagrivam upasmahe. There are many important qualities that can contribute to a person's achievement and happiness. But there is only one that begets sustainable, long-term success in all aspects of life: self-discipline. Whether in terms of your diet, fitness, work ethic, or relationships, self-discipline is the number one trait needed to accomplish goals, lead a healthy lifestyle, and ultimately be happy. According to a 2013 study by William Hoffman, people with high self-control are happier than those without. The study discovered this is true because the self-disciplined subjects were more capable of dealing with goal conflicts. These people spent less time debating whether to indulge in behaviors detrimental to their health and were able to make positive decisions more easily. The self-disciplined did not allow their choices to be dictated by impulses or feelings. Instead, they made informed, rational decisions on a daily basis without feeling overly stressed or upset. Despite what many may think, self-discipline is a learned behavior. It requires practice and repetition in your day-to-day life. To improve your own self-discipline, test out these 5 proven methods for gaining better control. This regime will help you to establish good habits, break bad ones, and improve your control by making simple changes to your everyday routine. Improved self-discipline will allow you to live a freer life by helping you to make healthy choices, not emotional ones. Give it a shot. Your happiness will thank you for it. First, remove temptations. Self-control is often easiest when abiding by the old saying, out of sight, out of mind. Removing all temptations and distractions from your environment is a crucial first step when asking to improve your self-discipline. If you are trying to have better control of your eating, toss the junk food. Ask your office intern to leave you off the daily lunch order email. If you want to improve your focus while working, turn off your cell phone and remove the clutter from your desk. If you are really having trouble, download the self-control app on your computer to block distraction websites. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, even email for a set of period of time. Set yourself up for success by ditching the bad influences. Next, eat regularly and healthily. Studies have shown that low blood sugar often weakens a person's resolve. When you are hungry, your ability to concentrate suffers as your brain is not functioning to its highest potential. Hunger makes it difficult to focus on the tasks at hand, not to mention making you grumpy and pessimistic. You are much more likely to have a weakened sense of self control in all areas of our life: diet, exercise, work, relationships, whatever you name it. In order to stay on track, make sure that you are well influenced throughout the day with healthy snacks and meals every few hours. Allow your brain to focus on your goals and priorities instead on your growing stomach. Third, don't wait for it to feel right. Improving your self discipline means changing up your normal routine, which can be uncomfortable and awkward. Decisions, on the other hand, are made in the prefrontal cortex, a completely different area. When a behavior becomes a habit, we stop using our decision making skills and instead function on autopilot. Therefore, breaking a bad habit and building a new habit not only requires us to make active decisions, it will feel wrong. Your brain will resist the change in favor of what it has been programmed to do. Acknowledge that it will take a while for your new regime to feel whether it is right or wrong, or right or good or natural. Keep chugging along, it will happen. 4. Schedule breaks, treats, and rewards for yourself. Self discipline does not mean your new regime needs to be entirely cold turkey, hardcore, or a drill sergeant like in execution. In fact, giving yourself zero wriggle room of 10 results in failures, disappointments, and giving in to your old ways. While practicing self control, schedule specific breaks, treats, and rewards for yourself. Trying to lose weight, treat yourself with a fancy message after a month of gym trips. Working on controlling your spending. Self discipline can be hard. Reward your effort. Fifth, forgive yourself and move forward. Instituting a new way of thinking won't always go according to plan. You will have ups and downs, fabulous success, and flat out failures. The key is to keep moving forward. When you have setback, acknowledge what caused it and moved on. It is easy to get wrapped up in guilt, anger, or frustration, but these emotions will not help build improve self discipline. Instead, use the hiccups in your plan as learning experiences for the future. Forgive yourself and get back in the saddle ASAP. The longer you are off your game, the harder it is to keep going in a positive direction. At the heart of any successful person is self discipline. Whether it's a success in their personal lives or their professional lives, it all starts with an inherent ability for self control through discipline. Your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and your habits. You must keep them all in check. If you want to achieve those lofty goals you set, understanding how to discipline yourself is a key ingredient to the success recipe. But self discipline is not something new. In fact, self discipline has been a topic of discussion for thousands of years, and it has been championed by some of the world's most successful people. Confidence comes from discipline and training. Next, how is discipline created or formed? Answer. Since 40% of our behavior is habit driven, if you want to control your ability to be self disciplined, you have to control your habits. In particular, there are 10 habits that help you to discipline yourself. If you can instill these 10 habits into your life, you can create the foundation for achieving your goals. Without these habits, you will just be stabbing around in the dark. Next, habits. The pathway to self discipline. How? Considering that so much of what we do on a daily basis is habit driven, developing the right habits will help to instill the right amount of discipline into our lives. The biggest problem, especially with habits that we had for years and even decades, are the neural pathways that have been etched in our brains. Neural pathways help to link up neural networks to perform a particular function, such as walking up the stairs, smoking a cigarette, or preparing a cup of coffee in a certain way. Neural pathways help to automate automatic behavior that's constantly repeated in an effort to reduce conscious processing power in the mind. This allows the mind to focus on other things that might be going on. This stems from our early days as humans and is part of our genetic makeup, allowing for a more efficient mind that can be used towards many other things rather than the mundane. However, it is the supposed mundane behavior that are repeated which work to hold us back in most cases. We tend to have more bad habits that are detrimental to our lives than good habits that help to move us forward. Considering that those neural pathways get etched deeper and deeper over time, it becomes harder and harder to break bad habits or make even to form good ones when the bad ones get in the way. But if you can instill the following habits into your life, you will find that disciplining yourself becomes far easier. It won't happen overnight. Remember that habits take time to form and to break. But if you start small and build, you won't be wondering how you can discipline yourself any longer since you will embody the particular habits that promote self discipline in life. Self discipline is required to achieve optimal health, and breaking a habit or rebalancing health issues caused by excess. Self discipline allows you to stay focused on your goals. It enables you to stay in control of yourself and of your reaction to any kind of situation. Self discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger you become. Lack of self discipline can cause low self esteem. According to an article in Psychological Science, self discipline is better predictor of academic success than IQ, intelligent quotient. A study found that highly self disciplined adolescents outperformed their more impulsive peers on every academic performance variable, including report card grades, standardized achievement, test scores, admission to a competitive high school, and attendance. Self discipline is about making wise choices from the food you eat to the amount of exercise you do is dependent on how disciplined you are. For example, exercise promotes a sense of control over the body that may translate to an improved sense of control over other aspects of life, which is a key defense against stress. Those who exercise regularly demonstrate higher levels of self esteem and maintain a sense of self discipline. The five pillars of self discipline are acceptance, willpower, hard working, industry, and persistence. Acceptance is the most basic challenge people face. They fail to accurately perceive and accept their current situation. It is an important to identify an area where your discipline is weakest. Assess where you stand right now. Acknowledge and accept your starting point and design a program for yourself to improve in this area. Next, willpower is a concentration of force. Choose your objective, create a plan of attack, and then execute the plan. Your willpower is at its lowest when you feel stressed. Third, hard work. Hard work is what many people try to avoid by doing what is easiest. But a strong challenge is commonly connected with strong results. For industry, industry is developing the capacity to put in the time and effort. Fifth, persistence. Persistence allows you to keep taking action even when you don't feel motivated to do so, and therefore you keep accumulating results. Persistence will ultimately provide its our motivation. Self discipline becomes very powerful when combined with goal setting, passion, and planning. Write down your goals once again and make sure that you do everything in your power to stick to them. Always finish any task you set before moving on to start another. For some, the thought of setting of a goal may be overwhelming. Reach out for support so you too can experience the satisfaction of achieving a goal that is important to you. There is no evidence, however, that increased leisure time equates to increased self discipline. In fact, it does not matter how much time you have. What matters is what you choose to do with your time. Similar to building physical muscle, developing mental muscle requires international exercise. Over time, your self discipline muscles can be built. There are 6 exercises that will increase your self discipline. 1. Acknowledge your weaknesses. Number 1. Ignoring your pitfalls won't make them go away. So, whether eating cookies is a downfall to your weight loss or checking social media sabotages your productivity, acknowledge your weaknesses. Recognizing your weaknesses is the first step in creating positive change. 2. Create a clear plan. You won't magically wake up one day with superhuman willpower. Instead, you need a strategy to help you build mental muscle. Whether you want to increase good habits like going to the gym more often, or you want to eliminate bad habits like watching too much TV, you will need a plan to turn your intentions into action. Outline clear action steps you will start taking on a daily basis. 3. Remove temptations. You won't gain self discipline to lose weight if you keep your house stocked with junk food. Instead, you will wear yourself out trying to resist every cookie, brownie, and chip. Limiting temptations can help you slowly build more self discipline over time. If your weakness involves checking social media every 2 minutes, find an app that blocks access to Facebook. Or if you can't resist overspending when you go to the store, leave your credit card at home and carry cash only. 4. Practice tolerating discomfort. It's natural to try to avoid pain, but avoiding short term discomfort often leads to long term problems. And every time you give in you will reinforce to yourself that you can stand it, whether that means running on the treadmill for one more minute than you thought you could, or resisting the urge to pick up a cigarette. Train your brain to see that pain is not the enemy. Fifth one, visualize the rewards. Remind yourself of the things you stand to give or to gain when you resist temptation. Visualize yourself meeting your goals and reaping the benefits of self discipline. Write down a list of all the things you will gain when you stick to your goals. Read over the list when you are tempted to give up. Spend a few minutes picturing yourself being successful and remind yourself how you feel when you succeed. Next, 5 steps of visualization. See, number 1, be clear on the question. 2, first, know your data. Start with basic visualizations. 3, you identify messages of the visualization and generate the most informative. Fourth one, you can choose the right chart type. Fifth one, you can use color, size, scale, shapes, and labels to direct attention to the key. Then said, we can define visualization for success as a process of dreaming vividly and driving your subconscious to accept your way of life. It's like granting yourself permission to become everything you ever wanted. Visualization is simple. Take 5 minutes out of your day to manifest. Close your eyes and imagine exactly what you would be looking at if the dream you have were already realized. Imagine being inside of yourself, looking out through your eyes at the ideal result. Self visualization is the act of defining the future self based on present knowledge of goals, hopes, and dreams. Visualization, also called imagery, cannot only help you reach financial goals but helps you reduce stress as well. It is used among healthcare professionals as an effective stress management tool. When you visualize you focus on something specific, an event or person or goal you want to achieve, and hold it in your mind, imagining your outcome becoming reality. Visualization is a mindfulness technique on its own, but you can also use it to enhance regular meditation. Finally, 6 1, recover from mistakes. If you are stressed about a big presentation, you may talk yourself into skipping your workout. Or if you are excited about a big deal you may convince yourself to let your good habits slide. Progress does not usually come in a straight line, and just because you make a mistake does not mean you are a failure. Making mistakes is a part of the process to becoming better. The way you recover from those mistakes is what matters most. Learning from your missteps and committing to doing better next time can help you build self discipline. Boosting your self control is the key to creating a better life. श्रीकांताय कल्याण निधे निधेन्द्रां श्री वेंकटनिवासाय श्रीनिवासाय मंगलम मंगलाशासनपर्यवदाचार्य पुरोगमे सर्वैश्च पूर्वैराचार्य सत्कृतायास्तु मंगलम्.